Charmed to see everyone. Welcome back to Star Player 1. I'm Brandon Knight.
And I'm Shirayuki.
We're coming off of Code Realize, and we are in a foggy field. That's where we're going to start off with.
The dense fog sticks to his body. He flings off the gas mask he is wearing and covers his pale face with his hands.
Oh, why? How could such a thing?
He has escaped from a mountain of corpse.
Is.
From that massive pile of unmoving bodies.
What have I done?
Unable to remain on his feet, he crashes to his knees.
What cruelty!
The scene is burned into his mind. A small child reaching out for help, then dying on the spot. It was nothing less than...
Hell.
Yeah.
Oh, you can say it.
Okay. And the person responsible for that hell is none other than himself.
So yeah, I'm guessing you designed some poison.
Yeah.
It's all my fault. Ah!
He feels that his mind will break, faced with a truth that he cannot accept. He continues to scream until the rain that begins to fall drowns out every trace of his voice. He bolts upright in his bed, his hands clenching the sweat-soaked sheets.
A dream?
His heart is hammering, seeming to echo loudly in the silence. He presses tightly against his chest and squeezes out a gasping statement.
That's right, I can never be forgiven. I wonder if each chapter now is like last one was Van Helsing, this one's gonna be Frankenstein. I wonder if we're doing like each chapter now for each character now to learn more about him.
A blue sky fills the window outside. Morning light lanterns between the clouds and caresses his face, and he turns away.
Oh, you have a very pretty room. It was always purple? Do you remember it always... I guess every time I saw it, it was always dark.
Yeah, I guess.
It looks more bright. I was wondering if it changed, because now she's like in charge of the room.
Yeah. It's such a nice day. It's been about a week since the Vampire de la Croix II joined us at the mansion. Even so, being on a kill or be killed basis with him, we have yet to fully warm up to each other. Naturally, it isn't easy for our hearts and minds to close this gap between us. For now, the fact that he has stopped attacking innocent, unrelated people has been an
adequate
improvement for us. Sissy, let's go get breakfast. Sue responds with an enthusiasm. Later, Saint Germain has been helping us with the living expenses for the past few days. However, this is only temporary, and we are all determined to find a source of income. We all have our own ideas how to overcome his financial dilemma, like spending less or finding practical work. Maybe I can start a side job at home to help everyone out. I have ideas about this, but because I have to wear gloves, I'm discouraged that I won't be able to do any detailed work. I touch my chest without thinking about it. The horologium. It acts as my heart and makes me a monster. Will I someday be able to rid my body of the poison that flows through it?
Monster.
I can still vigilantly remember the words. Malice, hatred, hostility, and fear.
Hostility.
Oh. I was attacked in the past by words that cut as sharp as knives, but emotions that penetrated as deeply as any bullet. Sissy barks, and I return to the present. He is looking up into my face as if concerned about me. No, I'm fine. Let's go, Sissy. He barks heartily at this, making me smile despite how I feel at the moment.
Today's victuals have been as delicious as always in Pei. That's great to hear, but with only preserved food, the selection's becoming really limited. Oh, are you unsatisfied with the results? The meals of late are from board, far from boring, as far as I'm concerned.
It's a matter of principle. As a genius chef, I want to be able to provide such a good variety of dishes.
We are having a hard time speaking today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Since when have you been a genius chef? If I recall correctly, I thought you were a genius engineer.
I really enjoy the meals you make for us, Impei.
Thanks. But only amateurs wait for the audience to get tired before changing. A first-class chef must always be creative.
I see. What do you think, Van Helsing? I look over at him and see that he hasn't touched much of his meal. Van Helsing, aren't you hungry?
Don't mind me. You haven't even touched your meal lately. Have you been tired of the taste already? Does my cooking bore you? No, it's all delicious. The flavors are so delicate, but I still find it hard to believe that you were the cook. Is that a compliment or an insult?
A compliment, obviously.
It's the greatest praise I have to offer.
Your appetite seems to have decreased since Delacroix came to the mansion. Are you worried about him?
He looks away without another word. I can't help but clamp my mouth shut. I can't jump into whatever issues are between Van Helsing and Delacroix. Was it a mistake to invite the young vampire to our home without thinking about it?
He hasn't appeared for breakfast again. I'm worried about his condition.
He seems to be eating. The plates I take up to his room are always cleaned off. I'm planning to take this morning's meal to his room again.
I see. That's good to know. Does this make you feel better, Van Helsing?
What? I didn't say anything. The problem's on Delacroix's side. Victor, you've been awfully quiet. Looks so serious, too. Do you have a stomachache or something?
What? Who, me? No, nothing's wrong.
You do seem down, Victor.
Really? Sorry if it seems that way. I don't feel sick or anything like that.
Victor smiles while he says this, but he seems a little out of it.
It also seems that Lupin has been running around to a number of different places recently. I haven't seen him lately. We haven't had the opportunity for all of us to get up at dinner table together.
Now that he mentions it, everyone has been busy with their own things, or has some sort of reason to be by themselves. I think the last time we were all present for a meal was before we started chasing Delacroix.
I got it. Chef Impei shall lay out a great feast tonight.
Why?
Why? To raise the energy level around here. Stuffing yourself with good food makes anyone happy.
A feast? That might actually be a good idea.
Cooking. Perfect. That sounds like a good way to blow off steam. Impei, let me cook too. Sure, that's fine. But are you sure you can make anything that turns out to be edible? Who do you think I am? I know what I'm doing. Leave it to me.
I see. I know she told me, but you really do love to cook, huh? I wouldn't have expected that out of you.
I'm looking forward to trying out dishes from both of you. Impei's suddenly suggestion has cleared up the gloomy air surrounding the dining table, and a peaceful atmosphere comes in.
And then we'll all have Deli join us, and we'll all have a party.
Impei mentions an unfamiliar name. Who's Deli?
Oh, Delacroix. I got sick of saying his full name all the time, so I figured Deli would work.
That works for us, too. That really does.
Deli. I try it out. It is much easier to say than calling him Delacroix II all the time.
Deli! I think that's a nice nickname that suits his adorable appearance. It's another matter of tally whether or not he likes this potential sobriquet or not.
Yes, if Deli says it's okay, I think I'll start calling him that too.
Impei, you said that you created a feast earlier. Do you have the ingredients to complete a task like that? We are still poor in financial state. If we don't have the money to spend, we won't be able to make a satisfying meal. These are tough times.
You can stop worrying about the money.
We turn around at this sudden comment. Oh, hello, Lupin.
Hey guys, what's wrong with you all? You all look like hell. Where have you been? No one's seen you for the past few days. We're up and worried. I had some things to deal with. Apologies for not telling you in advance, but here are the funds for our future activities. That was actually well timed.
Lupin turns a heavy-looking bag over the table and mountains of bills fall out.
Lupin, where did you get all this? Oh my, that certainly is a heap of money.
Just a bit of a handler's fee. All this from a handling fee?
I don't really have a good grasp of money yet, but is this much enough to solve our problems, our troubles?
Our troubles are long gone. With this much, we could even buy ourselves an airship.
An airship. I have no idea how much one of those would cost, but if Empei is this excited about it, then probably very valuable. Then our money problems are over?
Seems that way. Yay!
I see, that's great news. But, Lupin, this money, did you come by it honestly?
Of course, mademoiselle. I swear on the name of Arsène Lupin.
He smiles at me while he says this.
Now, I didn't earn this money so we could spend it on lavish things. Let's plan our expenditures more carefully from now on.
I'm not going to reprimand you, no matter where the money came from, but you must have faced quite an opponent to get this.
Something like that. Quite an evildoer indeed, who was quite loaded.
An evildoer? What sort of evil was he doing? Are you sure he won't come after us later?
I wouldn't make a mistake against a small fry like that. Also, I have to make a formal request to someone about what I did. Does anyone know where Delacroix the Younger is?
I think Della's in his room.
I just came from there and he wasn't there. Damn, where could he be? Deli?
Empei came up with that nickname.
Oh? I like it. It suits a little kid like him. Well, if he's not here, I guess I'll go look for him.
I'll help. I was gonna take some breakfast to him.
I wonder if he went and looted the castle. The vampires of Delacroix? That's why he says he had to go talk to him. So I wonder if he took from him and stole some of his stuff.
I wonder. I had already finished my own meal long before, so I stand and thank Empei for cooking it. As I'm clearing my plate, Saint Germain calls out to me.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Uki. Are you free this afternoon?
Today? I have time.
Then would you accompany me shopping? I'd like to gather some good ingredients for our meal tonight. You need to leave this mansion once a day in any case. How about it?
Helping him shop? That sounds like something I can do. Alright, I'll come with you. I make plans for later with Saint Germain, then Lupin and I split up to search for Deli.
Can't we just go to Lupin?
I know. I knock on the door to the boy's room. There is no response. As Lupin said, he is not in his room. He doesn't seem to have returned either. The door is unlocked, but Saint Germain told me that this is rude to enter people's rooms without permission. While I was going through training, the Count taught me how to act like a proper lady while we walked around London. Going in without permission would be bad, so don't go in. I need to put his teachings in action. I nod to myself and get ready to leave. Get ready to leave. Maybe I should leave the food here. Perhaps Deli will come back while we're looking elsewhere. I decide to leave his breakfast by the door. Perfect. I gently place the tray next to the door so that it won't spill and head off. I wonder where he went. Saint Germain's mansion is very big. Even if we're in the same building, it's difficult to find someone here. Perhaps he's wandering aimlessly through the halls like I used to do. I hope his breakfast doesn't get cold. Emma made such a delicious meal, so it would be best if he could eat it hot. As I'm thinking this...
Hey, stop it!
I hear Deli's voice. I go over to a nearby window.
Oh, stop! It tickles!
Sissy is playing with Deli.
Don't look my face so much! You!
He looks like he's having fun. I look away and sigh softly. I'm glad Deli is able to laugh. I don't know how, but somehow this makes me feel like things will turn out all right. And suddenly, I remember the time I laughed and how everyone paid attention to me for it. Maybe they all felt like I do now. I keep this thought in mind and head over to the garden filled with a strange joy.
Fine. Very well, you may serve under me. Isn't it an honor? Oh, you have potential. Obey me without resistance like this? I shall give you the highest seat in my army of darkness.
Army of darkness?
Ah!
He jumps back at the sound of my voice and takes a fighting stance. But this is pretty much how talking to him always goes, so it doesn't faze me anymore.
What do you want?
I see you and Sissy has become friends.
It's none of your business, but this fellow's name is Sissy?
Yes, Impey named him.
Impey? Oh, the red-headed man who appears to have the lowest intellect of all of you. A shame to think that named you.
Impey is actually pretty impressive, but so many people underestimate him.
By the way, why does Sissy have a mechanical leg?
It's because someone hurt him before Impey found him. Impey built him that leg so he could walk normally. Deli looks sadly at Sissy.
They will go so low as to harm a life that possesses no danger to them? Humans are indeed a garbage race.
But humans have given Sissy a new home and are taking care of him now. I think there are many different kinds of people. Not all of them are bad.
And what have you come here for?
I didn't want you to get hungry, so I brought breakfast to your room, but you weren't in, so...
Breakfast? Oh, I see. All right.
Yes. He was laughing so easily earlier, but his voice stiffens when talking with us. There's nothing I can do about it, but it makes me angry somehow.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you.
Lupin appears, breaking the silence.
I have a souvenir for you. A souvenir? You aren't holding anything? Oh, excuse me.
Lupin takes a large square of cloth from his pocket and lays it out on the ground. He slowly punches it, then lifts it up. And now there is a small suitcase sitting where the cloth has been.
What? You're some kind of wizard! Unfortunately, I'm just a gentleman thief. This was a trick.
Deli looks at him, his eyes wide, as Lupin opens the suitcase.
Pay attention to what's inside. You'll be quite surprised. What is this about?
Deli turns his attention to the suitcase, sounding offended by Lupin's attitude. Inside the suitcase is...
Those are the treasures of the vampires that I was supposed to take back!
The case is filled with beautiful pieces of artwork and gems, all packed in next to one another.
You had them all this time? Give them back! They belong to my people! Yes, I know. I stole all these for you. Stole?
Lupin shrugs and pushes the suitcase toward the boy. Deli accepts it and looks back at Lupin, seemingly in shock.
I never steal for myself. I do it for others. I just found where your treasures were, Captain, and picked them up. I looked into it, and the people who own these items were all making dirty money. It felt good to steal from them. What? What's the meaning of this? I have no way to repay you for these.
Even as he says this, he pushes the suitcase behind him with one foot as if it truly is important to him.
Don't worry. I'm not going to take them back. I've already been paid handsomely by the folks I stole these from.
Oh, the handling fee you mentioned.
Exactly. How you like it, Sir Delacroix? This is how a real thief gets things done.
Lupin spins once and gives the boy a graceful bow.
I'm not going to thank you. I should be thanking you. Going after these artifacts allowed me to earn a huge amount of money in a way that I viewed ethical.
I see. So it's Deli who's to thank for getting you to take action.
Hold on, you can't possibly be calling me Deli, can you? I would not be referred to by such a ridiculous name. Delicrox II is a mouthful. It's not making fun of you. It's a step towards a new friendship. What do you say?
You don't like it?
Of course not!
Suddenly, Deli's stomach rumbles. Oh, I left some breakfast by your door to your room if you want it.
I don't eat breakfast.
Deli starts running back to the mansion, then turns back to us.
I will not thank you. I am not attended to any of you.
Lupin shrugs as we watch Deli run off. Lupin, thank you.
Huh? There's no reason you should be thanking me. What's this about?
I'm just speaking on Deli's behalf. Lupin smiles and walks back to the mansion. I turn to Sissy, who is laying down quietly. Sissy, do you want to go see Deli with me? Sissy wags his tail and looks at me. I'm happy you've made a new friend. Sissy barks energetically.
No, I want to go with Lupin. I want to go with Lupin on a date. That's what we want. Vegetables, meat, and seasoning. We got all the mechanical parts they asked for, as well as the chemical vectors wanted. Whew! Lily, we finally have everything we need.
As promised, the court and I went into town that afternoon. Or the count, sorry. Are you sure you can carry all that? I can take some of those.
Uh-huh. This is nothing. You're already carrying something for me.
Well, yes, but I'm holding only a small paper bag with 2 apples inside. The count is holding 5 large bags filled with meats and produce in each arm. It must be heavy. Really, I'll take some.
No need. It's all a matter of etiquette for a lady to allow a man to have his moment of glory.
I nod recusantly at
Reluctantly.
Saint Germain's picture-perfect smile. I wonder how much weight he's carrying in each arm. It must take an immense amount of strength. I look at my own 2 hands. I wonder if I'll be able to handle that. Van Helsing did say that I was unbelievably fast and hardly during our training. Count, I really like to try. As I'm turning to him to say this, I see a boy selling papers to people around him.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
The boy steps in front of us and holds up one of the papers he's hawking. I wonder if something big has happened. I'm curious, so I look at the paper. The headline makes me gasp at the moment I see it clearly. Violent terrorist Victor Van Frankenstein attempts bombing passenger train.
Military technology advisor Finis Stop would be attacked in its tracks. May have been target of an assassination attempt. I see. Thus the government has stepped up their search efforts in the hunt for Dr. Frankenstein.
Victor would never try to destroy a train with people on board.
He did disconnect the cars, but this seems over the top. We need to come up with some countermeasures.
We need to head back and tell the others.
You're right. We finished up our shopping here. Shall we be heading back now?
Saint Germain smiles his usual smile and begins walking in the opposite direction of the mansion. Count, what's the matter? You're going the wrong way.
We're being followed.
What?
There are 3 of them. It seems that they are highly trained. Twilight, no doubt.
Twilight is here?
Yes. But try not to give away that we noticed them. Let them follow us for a bit and grow complacent. Come, Miss Shirayuki, let's go.
Oh, right. The Count begins walking and I hurry to catch up.
We have a rare opportunity for the hands-on training here. Let's make sure not to let it go to waste.
You want to train me now?
Indeed. From this point on, the dangers that you'll encounter can only grow.
In order to increase your own survival rate in situations such as these, a training session that is just a touch too dangerous fits the bill perfectly.
I know, trying to keep my pace even with his.
But don't fret. At the very least, I will be sure to protect you should anything happen. Now, how should you act in this situation?
What should I do? Oh, no.
What are you doing? Alright. Do we keep walking down the main street, or do we run to the back alley? What should we do? I say keep walking.
Yeah.
Unless you think.
I wouldn't.
You're good.
I wouldn't do anything. I'd keep walking down a busy street.
And why is that?
Victor said so, too. Twilight agents worked in the shadows. They don't come out in the open unless it's absolutely necessary. So they wouldn't attack on a busy street like this one. Also, it's easier to hide among the crowd.
Very good! I say that answer deserves a more passing mark.
Is that the right answer, then?
No, unfortunately. There is no right answer to this question.
Saint Germain suddenly tosses his bag aside and takes my hand.
This way, Miss Shirayuki.
The moment he pulls me away, a sharp spear thuds the ground where I had been sitting just a second ago. I can't believe they've thrown a weapon into the crowd like this. The people around us begin to notice that things are amiss, and confusion spreads. Before we can move, the Twilight soldiers are ready to strike again.
Let's retreat for now. Into the alleyway. Into the alleyway.
As the crowd grows louder, I run into a nearby alley, Saint Germain right behind me.
When an enemy throws a common sense out the window, sensible tactics no longer prove effective. Remember this. There's no such thing as a certain victory. Anyway, humans are involved. There's no such thing as a certain victory as long as humans are involved.
I understand. I turn away from him, ready to start running again, but my feet come to a halt. There are several Twilight soldiers standing before us with swords drawn.
As I suspected, it was a trap to lure us away from the main street. Their tactics are very by the book.
He says it softly and with a smile, as if this all falls in line with his predictions.
And we'll have to stop right there. Leave a little bit of a cliffhanger. So I wonder if we would have said alleyway. Well, he said no, the answer was right. But we went the alleyway anyway, so maybe that was the right answer, alleyway.
Yeah.
This made more sense to be in the crowd where they wanted to attack, but they threw common sense out the window. Alright, so you guys are liking this. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next Star Player 1 episode.
Bye!